Hello, welcome back to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Sprocket, West Kentucky, and KY Innovation. And welcome back to episode 261. We are happy to have you back. And with the new year, we talked about the predictions of what 2026 was had in store for us last week. This week, I wanted to go over kind of recapping why we do this all together. Why do we have 10 at 10? Why have we been doing this now for our 261st episode? Why does this matter? And it matters for a lot of reasons. And so I like spending the beginning of each year that we do this talking about why this matters to me, or why I believe this matters to me, and why I believe this matters or should matter to you. First of all, this slide. If you ever heard me present in person, you've probably seen some variation of this slide, and this just talks about some of the headlines over the last couple of years. I keep grabbing headlines, and I'll include them in this graphic because there's a lot of really bad things that are going on. Some of these are large companies. Some of these have no impact on your day-to-day life. I totally get it. Salt Typhoon was a nation state that was attacking our telecom industry to gain information for a nation, not about an organization. Ticketmaster, Live Nation was about stealing customer personal information and putting it on the black market. There's been imposters, people to masquerade, to impersonate elected officials. There's attacks going all the time. There's ransomware, and there's a lot of really bad things that are going on in the world today. We can look at these headlines. We can look at what's going on and have a couple of feelings that, frankly, are valid. Our first feeling can be that it's overwhelming. It is so much going on in the world today in the cybersecurity realm that there's nothing that I can do about it. I just have to throw my hands up. Or two, you can see that it's nations attacking telecom giants, it's Ticketmaster, it's AWS, it's these big companies, Microsoft, that I am not a target. They're not after me. It's not after me. Well, first of all, the question I want to answer, and I like to answer every opportunity I get, is, are you being targeted? And without a doubt, the answer is yes. You are a target of the bad guys. You're a cybersecurity target, whether that's through a phishing campaign, whether that's through a scam call, whether that's through trying to find your personal information and opening a fake credit card in your name, whether it's whatever it is. Yes, you're being targeted. Why? Why are you being targeted? Why are you being targeted? It is simple. It is money. It is money. Now, this is the part that you have to really comprehend and understand, and this takes some nuance to this, is that if you spent $10 million to target me, it may not be worth it because I don't have $10 million. That means you're going to spend more money to attack me than you can actually steal from me. But if that bad guy instead targeted, Elon Musk, who's worth billions, that $10 million could be seen by the bad guys as a good investment. Though it's still illegal, it's still wrong, it's still immoral, they could view that as a good investment. What I'm really saying is that in the world that we find ourselves today, and this is a world that we've been in for the last 15 years, maybe not that long, maybe 10 or 12 years, is that it's about a cost benefit. The bad guys we're trying to keep out are looking at what we're doing. Actually, let me say that a different way. If you're going to make an investment in anything, you want to, I'm going to invest $50,000 in a new company. The reason you're doing that is because you think that you can make more than $50,000 on the back end. So bad guys aren't going to spend more money to break into organization than they can get out of it. So our goal is to try to find ways to invest those funds to stop the bad guys. Bad guys have more money than me. So in theory, they could spend more money than I can use to secure my system. But at that point, it's not worth their time to do it. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So the question is, how do you keep the bad guys out? This is what I'm saying. You want it to cost the bad guys more money than the benefit they can get from breaking in. So if there's a potential value of $100,000 that they broke into your network, you want it to cost them $105,000 or $200,000. The reality is every system in the world is hackable. If you don't believe me, go back and learn about Stuxnet. And if you don't know about Stuxnet, reach out to me. I'm happy to share the story about Stuxnet. But what Stuxnet showed us is that with enough time, money, energy, resources, focus, any network, any computer, any system in the world is hackable, but it's got to be worth it. They're not going to spend all that money to hack your system if there's no value in it. So the way that I think about stopping them is effort and benefit. More effort going up, more benefit that they would receive going across. So how do you stop them? The question is really, how much money do you have? You can spend as much money on security as you want. That's the reality, is that there is no end to a need in cybersecurity world. But we don't have unlimited funds. So how do we prioritize? Go back and look at this. There's 4 quadrants. Let me show my mouse a little bit. Big effort, little benefit, little effort, little benefit, little effort, big benefit, big effort. These are kind of the 4 quadrants that security controls and, risk, reward, or effort, cost, benefit kind of falls into in a security world. So first of all, you want the bad guys to live here. You want it to be more effort than the benefit they're going to get out of it. Meaning, to break into your network, you want it to cost them more money than benefit they're going to get out of it. That's awesome if you're in the world that's the world that you live in. The truth is, this is the downside. There's little that you can do about these attacks. Now, if you're the FBI, if you're the CIA, if you're a Fortune 100 company, okay, there's a lot that you need to do. But again, with enough time, money, energy, resources, effort, every network is hackable. So how do you start? How do you do something about that? This has always been my argument. We've got to start by eliminating the little effort attacks. Yes, Salt Typhoon that I mentioned was a very well orchestrated attack. There was a lot of money. There was a lot of benefit. Most of the things that we are going to see are not things that are specifically zeroing in on us. It is these little effort attacks. It is, let's put a phishing email out and see who clicks. Let's put a scam, a malicious link out there and see who clicks it. Let's try to scam our way into money. And the reality is, it works. You get a phone call that says, if you don't pay this, you're going to jail. You get all of these things, and that's what is effective by the bad guys. So that's where we need to start. So how do you stop those little attacks? And I'm going to wrap up here for the day. It is in managing risk. It is in managing risk. First of all, we've got to think about the risk. The risk is that we click that link. The risk is that we have an employee that answers that phone call and talks to them. We have a risk that we click the link. We've got to manage our risk. Really is, What level of risk are we willing to take as an organization? That's where we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. And you've heard me say probably multiple times that we have, yeah, I'll talk about uh, my security range maybe next time, but we have a number of options that we can do that I call our minimum security standards that we need to take, we need to implement to stop those low effort attacks. Some of these things are very inexpensive. They cost time. Some of them are inexpensive, some are more expensive. But these are the minimum standard, minimum steps, minimum things that we need to be doing to protect our organization. All right, let me stop there and just say thank you for your time today. Thank you for joining in. There's so much that we can go into in what I shared today, and I plan to over the coming months. If you want to know more about anything of these ideas in particular, reach out to me. Let me know, and I'm happy to answer anything that I can. And I will see you next week back here on 10 and 10. Thank you. Bye.